Good day guys, nice to have you here. Today we'll talk about some of the best picks for the month of September 2022. These heroes were based on official data from the developers, original server and advanced server updates, and also feedback from former and current Mythical Glory players. Also, these heroes were grouped according to their primary roles officially listed in the game, not the lanes nor areas they are ideally played in. And finally, we'll also share some recommendations for each hero that will certainly help you gain more wins. If you want more content like this, be sure to leave a like, share, and if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel. Atlas' ability to effectively bypass defenders, head straight to squishies, and prevent their escape has been a very frequent scenario in ranked matches, especially on the higher ranks. And since games are played at a much faster pace now, having good base stats is a necessity. And as far as base stats are concerned, Atlas has one of the best in the game. He boasts more than 2,800 HP and 21 physical defense, which are stats that are much lower in other tanks. This means he's not only powerful once he gets his ultimate, he's also powerful in peeling or zoning out enemies the moment the game begins. Franco is currently the only tank with a control effect that completely stops an enemy hero. Franco's ultimate can disable everything and even prevents cleansing abilities from dispelling his control effect. This makes Franco effective in completely stopping any attacker or unwary enemy passing by, especially with Joy's scheduled release sometime next month. Pinning her down completely is of importance in order to stop and choke her rhythm-based combos. Akai might have received some nerfs, but that doesn't mean he will be worthless next month. What's good with Akai is he is equally good as a jungler, roaming support, and XP laner. I suggest mastering his second skill first because of its spam ability, and make sure to avoid enemy heroes that can cast morph or suppression such as Nana and Kaja because those control effects can stop Akai's ultimate. Melissa was not getting too much attention in both competitive and ranked play despite her tremendous win rate. Luckily for Melissa mains, she received multiple buffs which are all guaranteed to help her become more dynamic in the early game and during clashes. Her skill cooldown was improved together with her survivability thanks to her ultimate. While I think she is still far from the two marksmen we have past her in this video, but her impact next month is certainly going to be felt more. 1-1 is still our top marksman for the month of September. She received some attribute nerfs, but based on how she's performing using the new talent system, her success next month is still foreseen. 1-1 may not be very powerful in the early game, but as soon as she gets two of her primary equipment, all hell will break loose. Her ultimate is one of the most overpowered ultimates in the game, which provides absolute immunity and target chasing damage effective in both duels and team fights. Clint will regain better traction next month because of how hard the nerfs were for other powerful marksmen, especially Beatrix. In addition to that, Clint has a good combination of control skills and mobility. What also sets him apart is his skill animation. His attacks fall instantly and there's a very small window to react against his skill shots, unlike other marksmen that have very projected skill casts. In addition to that, his attacks are so bursty, he doesn't even need too much damage equipment anymore. Julian received a very hard nerf which increased all of his skill cooldown from 7 seconds to 10.5 seconds each at level 1. This will make it more challenging for him to reap enemies on the early game, whether he is played as an XP laner or jungler. Which is why instead of him, we will have Balmond in this slot. He was never relevant to begin with and is a very good jungler and can be a very good XP laner next month because of the new talent system. Just make sure to master his second skill first and of course his ultimate in order for him to dish out tremendous damage from the get-go. Thomas has been performing well already and could perform even better because of the overall improved defenses of heroes, which is going to be rolled out sometime next month. Bruisers or heroes that rely on high sustain are projected to become even more powerful, especially with the more dynamic talent system on its way. Heroes like Thomas will become even harder to kill, thus improving his effectiveness in teamfights and defense. Same as your typical fighter, he can be played on any lane or zone but is tremendously powerful as a jungler because of his passive and first scale combo. Masha will still rock the month of September because of her amazing skill set. Just make sure to build according to the situation and the enemy team's lineup. Either you get her nothing but defensive items, or a mix of damage items is up to you. What also makes her great is her outstanding objective-taking capabilities. If you're playing her as a jungler, I strongly suggest getting Demon Slayer or Season Hunter for bonus damage you deal against creeps and major objectives such as the Turtle and the Lord. Otherwise, you can focus more on defense, such as defensive emblems and getting more HP bonuses. Eve is getting more powerful, especially since more heroes with powerful control effects are getting released, such as Fridrin. We rarely see her on our list, but I have never considered her as a bad mage. In fact, she's always been in our top 5. She is tremendously good as early as the laning phase and is an essential part of teamfights because of her very wide area of effect and control abilities. I highly suggest casting her ultimate behind obstacles to make it more challenging for enemies to get close to her whenever you're playing Eve. Savior is a very powerful glass cannon not only because of his damage output, but also his range and control abilities. Be careful when playing him since he is extremely squishy. Try your best to also remain hidden in the map and only come out when absolutely necessary, such as to get minion last hits or to join teamfights. In order to maximize his full potential, above average map awareness is the key. Valentina will still be a feared part of the meta in September. She received a nerf which no longer allows her to automatically gain max stacks from hero abilities such as 1-1's ultimate or rage-based ultimates such as Minotaur's. In my opinion though, it's not really that much of a big deal and it's an adjustment that's only fair. Despite that, her ability to counter or nullify most other hero abilities is still and will always be superb. She adapts well against most any lineup and works great both as an XP laner and a mid laner. Just make sure to hit enemies with her skills as much as possible in order to gain XP advantage and scale faster than everybody else. Diggy in my opinion was never really irrelevant. He's a niche pick not because he's bad, but simply because he has a very specific purpose, and that is to counter control abilities. A lot of the heroes we have in this list thrive because of their control effects, and who else is better at lessening the impacts of such control abilities? Diggy. Angela in my opinion will be a perfect support still for the month of September. She complements most if not all hero types and can really turn the tides of battle as long as played by someone with good map awareness. While it's true a lot of battle spells work well for her, but I strongly suggest Sprint or Flicker instead. Faramis in my opinion is one of the best, if not the best, support right now. His ultimate prevents himself and his allies' deaths, which creates a very unfair advantage against the enemies. I strongly believe that, same as this month, he will be one of the most banned heroes in September. I mean, just imagine giving your allies and yourself one-time immortality. I choose that over any type of healing ability from other support heroes. Joy is taking Natalia's spot because of the multiple nerfs Natalia received. In addition to that, Joy is a rare mix of tanky assassin who is capable of cycling through the battlefield, taking a beating but surviving through control effects, and taking down squishies left and right. I strongly believe she is the second coming of Karina in terms of damage output and tankiness. If you intend to play her though, make sure to practice your timing because her skills are rhythm based. Ling is still a good go-to assassin for the month of September. He's an excellent picker of the enemy backlane because of his mobility and shines best as an objective taker. With perfect timing, his ultimate plus retribution can guarantee the objective and Ling's safety at the same time. Karina will have an even stronger impact in September. Whether you build her with high defensive stats, a mix of both defense and magic power, or as a burst mage assassin, she will be one of the go-to junglers still and can really impact the battle regardless of how low or high your rank is. Just make sure to use her skills wisely and target low HP or squishes first. The sooner you recycle her ultimate, the better. There you go, those are the heroes that I think will leave a mark next month. What do you think? If you were to replace some of the heroes here, who would it be and who will you replace it with? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below, and if you haven't yet, don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Stay safe everyone. Peace.